It's time to get your geek on with Dave Vermillion.
So DC has promised, we got this email a few days ago, and they promised the DC Universe, which will be a first-of-its-kind, immersive, digital experience designed just for EU fans.
Designed just for DC fans, not EU fans.
Oh, that's right. DC.
The
DC
movies
fans,
are
that's
designed
right.
for EU fans, that's why everybody's going to go to DC Universe.
They go on to say, one of the many incredible things your membership will include, and they don't say what that costs or anything.
Not yet.
Is unlimited access to the following exclusive original series.
Mm-hmm.
Do they mean comic series, or do they mean...
No, they mean live action and
animated.
Live action and or animated.
Here are the new series that are coming out that you can find only on the DC Universe. I assume it's an app of some kind.
Probably.
Titans.
Which is going to be live action. We've seen some promo shots of that.
Unfortunately.
I don't think it's one of their... This must probably be like a in-between moment or something like that.
That could be. Swamp Thing.
That looks interesting.
I don't know if it's going to be CGI or live action. USA did a live action Swamp Thing series in the 90s, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, it could be done, but I think it'd be done cheaper and probably less makeup and costuming if they did it CGI.
Yeah, there was a Swamp Thing cartoon, I think, in the 80s or 90s, too. But,
Young Justice Outsiders.
which will be the third season of the popular Cartoon Network show Young Justice.
Oh, awesome. That was a great
it's
series.
a continuation of the Young Justice series that was on Cartoon Network.
So that'll be animated as well. And then Harley Quinn.
I lay you odds that one's going to be animated.
I bet it is too. Well, first of all, if it's not, there's no way they're getting Margot Robbie for a series. There's no way. She'll
You
be
don't know how much money they would throw at her.
Not enough to tie her down and keep her off of other sets. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So I'm betting it's going to be an animated or a CGI series.
And that's all the information we have about DC Universe at the present time.
That's really it.
We don't know what archive series are going to be on it. I'm hoping for everything ever.
I'm hoping it'll have a nice mix where you can, like on the Marvel app, where you can go to and download comics and read comics too. That'd be fun.
It's saying it's going to be immersive, but I'm hoping that, gathered together from across the galaxies are the 13 greatest villains of all time. The Legion of Doom.
Yeah, they don't really describe what an immersive digital experience
very
is.
Vague.
And they also say first of its kind. Was that first of its kind for DC fans, or is that first of a kind, like, period?
Since we don't know exactly what it is yet. Because, Marvel has their Unlimited, which is comic book only.
Yes.
So if you want your Marvel movies, you got to go to Netflix or to Vudu and things like that. Well, until the Disney app comes out, and then which is actually available in the UK right now, which is weird.
Yeah, that's strange.
But then you'll have to go there. But with DC, there hasn't actually been a whole lot of news outside. They're going to have their original series, which are Titans, Swamp Thing, Harley Quinn, and Young Justice.
Now, last year, before Justice League was even finished, Zach Snyder's daughter killed herself.
Yes, unfortunately.
And that it is an unspeakable tragedy.
Oh, yeah.
So he stepped away, Joss Whedon came in, and the rest is history.
The news came out that he actually got fired, but...
Yeah, well, at least we're pretty sure he got fired. Not really any solid confirmation either way. He was on some pretty rocky terrain with Warner Brothers anyway. And so I put a moratorium on all Zack Snyder jokes, insults, criticisms. I mean, let's let the guy be. But then he had to come out and do this.
Again.
He hinted pretty strongly that that Supergirl is either coming to the DCEU or is already in the DCEU.
Okay.
According to Zack Snyder, there's an Easter egg in Batman vs. Superman that he says is practically in plain sight. And it hints very strongly about Kara being in Batman and Superman or something along those lines. He was pretty vague about the whole thing.
Okay. If it's not Melissa Benoist from Supergirl, I'm not interested.
I'm not either.
Because she is just phenomenal in that TV series. She carries it so well. Okay, I know Goose is going to go up in a second.
Are you fading away? Did Thanos snap his fingers or something there, Goose? Because you're looking like you're Goose.
Breathe, Goose. Breathe.
Goose.
Breathe.
Dude.
I've been holding back for a really long time.
Here we go.
Keep it professional, please.
Look, Mr. Snyder, you're not a great director if you have to keep on explaining how great your movie is and about there's things that we missed because I guess we're stupid. I don't know. But guess what? You're gone. You're no longer. I don't care if you had intended to bring Supergirl in the DCEU. You are no longer part of the DCEU, and you need to stop it. You need to stop it right now. Because, with 300, we got it, man. Everything was right there. It was good. Man of Steel? Batman versus Superman? I heard the extra 20 minutes that you added in makes it a better movie. Well, sorry. And then Justice League was so unwatchable, your original cut, that they fired you, and Joss Whedon had to come in and do what he could with it. That's why there's a little cardboard sign that said, I tried at the beginning of Justice League. He tried to make it a watchable movie. So don't keep trolling us, because that's all it is at this point. You are trolling us. You are gone from the DCEU, and you need to stop talking about it.
Here's what I don't understand. He says the Easter egg is in plain sight. You'd think, with as many people that have watched it,
and has scrubbed that movie.
Yeah, and have actually, people do a lot of detail because they're looking for clues in the next movies and all that. You'd think somebody would have picked up on that by now.
The only thing I can think of is that she's in Zod's ship.
Or if she's like somewhere in the Capitol building, she's like in the crowd. Maybe she's covering it for Catco.
But Superman would know.
He was pretty distracted by the fact that everybody died.
But that's right, everybody died.
And if she could have used super speed to also hightail it on out of there.
But in every telling of that story, she came in the rocket and Superman found her, and guided her and coached her and everything
that's
else.
True.
You can see that in the Supergirl series.
And at this point, it had been 18 months since the Battle of Metropolis.
Yep. So where's she been?
And what the heck, dude?
Yeah, I'm not buying this Easter egg Batman Superman thing. I'm not buying it.
It's trolling. That's all That's all Zack Snyder is good for.
He's
in the
trying to
DCU
stay
is
relevant.
trolling.
He's trying to stay relevant.
Maybe we should.
He's probably pretty pissed that he got fired. And you know what happens when? All right, so Jason Witten retired this week.
Yes.
Right. You know what happens when when a professional athlete retires? Because we've heard this story countless times.
Does commentary on television.
Well, besides that, the first couple of weeks after they retire, and they don't have to go work out, 8 days a week, and they kind of take it easy, then they're kind of like, hey, this is pretty great. Maybe they travel, they go down to Cabo for a while, they go to wherever they want to go. They have a great time. But then a couple of weeks after that, they start to get kind of itchy. And they're like, because it's been a part of their life for 20, 25 years, and now it's not. Mm-hmm. And they start to miss the locker room. They start to miss the field. I think that's what's going on here. I think Zack Snyder, he's getting itchy now. And he's like, I'm not involved in projects. I'm not involved in the DCEU. Well, I need to stay relevant.
If he wanted to be involved in the DCEU, he shouldn't have made 2.5 god-awful movies.
Well, yeah, that too.
I think Thanos needs to snap his fingers at Zack Snyder and just...
Well, no, hang on now.
Really, Chris Nolan doesn't need it either. Chris Nolan is good for dark and gritty, but we don't need dark and gritty in the DCU.
It hadn't worked, first of all.
Well, no, it worked with Batman, but it's Batman.
But you don't really need to do dark and gritty because Wonder Woman really wasn't dark, all that really
No,
dark.
that wasn't Chris Nolan either.
Yeah,
and that wasn't Zack Snyder either.
No, there are plenty of directors out there that can take the reins here, but it's Zack. I really honestly believe that he feels bad now that he's left out of all this. He sees that Warner Brothers is finally starting to get their act together and move forward. They're announcing some movies. They got Shazam coming up. They got the Flash movie, and they're moving on without him. And I think, honest to God, I think that he is sitting around going, I got nothing to do. I'm not working on any projects. There are no scripts that are coming my way. I need to stay relevant. I need to work. I need a movie. And I think that this is what he's trying to do.
Go do another 300 sequel.
Yeah, that's true. that too.
Possibly.
Although they all died, so I don't know how that would work.
Now, Philip asked in our Facebook chat that's found when we go live on Facebook at facebook.com/GYGO radio. Did you guys hear the original Superman and Batman music in BVS?
Well, he meant Justice League.
Justice League. Okay.
Did you hear the Superman and Batman music?
I did.
Yeah. Danny Elfman slipped some of those themes in there, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice little nod and homage. So, but